Hi Geminis. I am having issues getting this reading out to you. As you can see, the cards are already out because, yeah, my phone just decided to switch off. I hadn't got into the reading anyway. We'd only got as far really as this. I'd sort of started getting into it, but then my phone just switched off, which is interesting. So this is actually take 3. Welcome. How are you? I'm glad you're here. I am happy to be here. Although if I have to do a take 4, I probably won't be all that happy. It's a general reading, okay? So whatever comes up in the energies is what comes up in the energies. I'm not pulling on any specific area of life. So the energies that I'm talking about, I'll keep it quite general. And for you, it might apply to love, career, spirituality, whatever. Sometimes specific themes do come through, though. So if you're wanting specific messages, they may be in this message. And also I go to an oracle card at the end, and this, if it comes out upright, does give specific messages relating to relationship or to prosperity. If it comes out in reverse, it is just a protection message I go to, which is a more general message. It's collective Gemini energy I'm pulling on, so not every single message necessarily is going to resonate with you. Please use your intuition to determine what is your message and what isn't, okay? Yeah, your intuition is what's most important in all of this. Now, as I was cleansing the space, I was getting stuff coming through about violets. Primarily, I feel like this is the scent of violet, like the scent of violet that you get in a perfume or hand wash or room scent or whatever. Or the smell of Parma violets, that kind of violety smell. So I don't know if some of you are wearing perfume with violets in it today. If so, there's definitely a message for you in this reading, or the name Violet might be of importance to you, or violets, the flowers, might be meaningful to you in some way, or just the colour violet, I don't know. And then I was drawn to use this particular deck, which I never really use. It's the Dreams of Gaia deck, which has this amethyst stone on it. So I'm thinking like this purpley violet colour is of significance to you. And actually then I was the way your cards were coming out and the way it made me think that some of you had literally just dyed your hair purple. Anyway, I was like, which one of you has dyed your hair purple? There's a certain wildness to these cards, but there's a certain wildness to me trying to get this reading out at all, in fact. So I don't usually use this deck. It's going to be a very intuitive reading. We will see what happens. It's going to be a fun one. But yeah, if that resonates with you, it just is a wink from the universe. It's sort of the universe saying, look, I've got your back. I know what's going on with you. Like, you're being guided, If it's sort of not ringing any bells with you at all, I would say look out for that sort of thing over the next 4 weeks. It's going to pop into your life in some way over the next 4 weeks. Something to do with violets, and it'll be a question of like, when you get that synchronicity, what was on your mind, what were you thinking and feeling at that time, because that will guide you and your way forward in some way. Right, I had started before my phone gave up talking about the overall energy of your reading, which is brought to you by these 2 cards. Now, I mean, officially, I think this is the 6 of Pentacles and the 8 of Swords. It's nothing like a traditional 6 of Pentacles and 8 of Swords, really, for me. So I'm just going to go with what I see and feel, and I can see both of these figures have handcuffs and are chained. Now, I don't know if you can see that. So my absolute gut reaction when I saw this 6 of Pentacles figure, which I just don't even want to call it the 6 of Pentacles because it's nothing like the 6 of Pentacles. It felt like devil energy. Like devil in the major arcana. It feels like temptation. You see how he's handing you this fruit? It feels like temptation. I don't know if we'll tie anything into this violet stuff that came up anyway. I just find it fascinating that these are the 2 cards I always go to for the overall energy of the reading. I go to the bottom of the deck and the centre card, and both of them are handcuffed. So it just feels to me like you are bound. You feel bound by something, Gemini. And you know what I'm seeing here is it feels very much like the Devil card and the Lovers card in the Major Arcana of the Rider-Waite deck, where you've got this sort of play off between like a healthy interdependent relationship and an unhealthy codependent relationship. That's the sort of vibe that's coming through to me in these two cards. So I don't know if you're kind of battling in some way with some sort of important relationship in your life at the moment, whether that's a relationship with work, a relationship with a person, a love relationship. But there's a sense of feeling bound to this person, a sense of feeling unable to escape. But you know what? Both these figures have the key on them. So this figure has the key round his neck. This figure has the key down there by his belt. So it's telling me that if you're feeling like you're in a situation where there is no escape, what I'm getting is that you can escape. There is, and I can hear you now saying, I don't believe you, Natasha. But there is the means to escape for you. You see, like, he's bleeding. This sword is pointing at his hand, it is bleeding. This suggests to me like you're thinking like, yeah, the only way I can escape is to cut my own hand off. The only way I can escape is to cut my own hand off. That's the only way I can get out of these shackles. I don't believe that's true, because there's a key on his belt. There's a key. The key's there. The key's on your person. You have the key within you to, if you want to leave this situation, whatever it is, to leave, you do have that key. It just doesn't feel like it. Yeah. It's very much a feeling of feeling bound. I don't know, for some of you it might be a contract that you're trying to, that you want to get out of, that you want to release yourself from. It could even feel like a soul contract. I don't know if you personally invest in ideas like that. Everyone's different, but some people do believe that before we come into this life, we do make contracts to meet other people in this life, and you know, for certain things to happen between those two souls. So you might feel incredibly bound to someone in this way, but I sense in you a feeling of wanting to escape. And I do think that's possible. I hope you could see the imagery of the cards. Let's look at your past energy anyway. That's sort of the overall energy of the reading. All these came out in reverse, so these are the major arcana cards in this deck. They're completely different anyway, so we're just going to read these intuitively for you. We've got wisdom and love. I will just hold these up for you because there may be something in this imagery that speaks to you directly. There's a lot of the imagery in these cards is so rich. It's unbelievable. Emotions, and we've got emotions has come out as well. There's so much, so much. It's like they're amazing cards actually. And they all came out reversed for you. So let's see. Wow, this person's in this love card. Her heart space is so open. But they all came out reversed. It suggests to me that this energy there's so much love and openness here, Gemini, but it doesn't feel like it always gets directed towards yourself. I say this a lot. I say this a lot in these readings. I know I do. But it's what's happening. It's what's coming through to me. This love and this compassion, I think you're being asked by Spirit to direct it towards yourself. Direct it towards yourself. There's a sense of emergence in these cards. Two of them feature butterflies. I don't know if you can see, there's two butterflies there, and then there's a butterfly. I've lost it now. There's a butterfly hanging from that sword there. And with them coming out in reverse, it feels like there's it feels like you're a bud. It feels like you're a tight bud unable to emerge at the moment. Something restricting that emergence, just the way both these cards came out in reverse. And wow, what a shame that is, Gemini, because bloody hell, when it happens, I mean, when you truly spread your wings, Gemini, I just feel such a sense of light. It's crazy. Yeah, you've got more butterflies in your current energy with the Queen of Wands, also in reverse. How many reverse butterfly cards do we need in this reading? It's just and I don't see butterflies in any of the other cards. Oh, yes, of course. The one other card that is reversed also has a butterfly in it. See that butterfly there? The Maiden, that was also reversed. That's amazing. Yeah. And it comes back to that trappedness that we spoke about with these chains, this feeling of being bound. 11:11 on the clock as I look up. Oh, Gemini, you've got such a light in you. You've got such a light in you, and I think other people feed off that light. I've said this to you before in your readings, I know I have. I'm so sorry if I'm repeating myself. I can only hope that you're a new viewer. No, I mean, it's obviously coming through in the energies again for a reason. Hey, this stuff takes time. There's just so much beauty and love and light in you. It's crazy. I've never got this sense of light before. Like, I just feel like, yeah, I think a lot of you actually are quite spiritual and maybe like work with angels or something. I don't know, or kind of speak to your spirit guide, communicate with your spirit guides in some way. I don't know, but there is this sense of just so much light within you. It's killing me. Speaking of light within you, this is also what was in your past energy. It did come out in reverse. It's actually quite mirrored by what's, you know, it's not that dissimilar to what's come up in your current energy there, but this very much feels like the Hermit card in like the traditional major arcana. You've got a lot of mushrooms in your reading. Maybe not a lot actually, but they're sticking out at me. So I don't know if some of you kind of use or have used what euphemistically gets called plant medicine to kind of enhance or speed up that connection with whatever you want to call it, the divine, your spirit guides. Some of you might have been down that route of using substances, let's say, to sort of take a bit of a shortcut, is what I call it, to open yourself up to that world. I'm not saying either way whether that's good or bad. I pass no comment on that. Yeah, this feels like introspection. It really feels like diving deep within yourself to find this key that can unlock these chains. It feels like if you go within yourself, you will find that key. Okay, let's look at your current energy now. This kind of introspection is continuing into your current energy, because this too very much has that kind of hermit card vibe, that traditional hermit card vibe. Some of this may represent help from some sort of father figure or grandfather figure or ancestors or something, some sort of communication with your ancestors. I don't know. Is caught up in this card. It's that mental energy again. Yes. some sort of mentor. You may be getting help from some sort of mentor, because this is one of those energies where it feels like your energy and it feels like external energy. So when I'm getting that, it's kind of, there's a mentor thing going on where you're getting help from somebody, but it's not at the expense of you developing your own self, if you know what I mean. It's not like someone doing it all for you. It's someone who plays that beautiful role in your life where they can bring out the best in you. So yeah, you may be getting external help. But I mean, in practical terms, what that might look like, I don't know. It could be a therapist, or even just a good friend or a family member. And it feels like quite a energy of action, because we've got this fire. Some of you might work with animal totems, actually. Yeah. There's a bit of a blockage as towards you translating anything into action at the moment, because these cards did come out reversed. Both of these are cards feel like starting to take action, whereas this wisdom feels very introspective. This feels like sort of coming out of this cave. You see there's a cave in this picture. Here this more feels like coming out of the cage and starting to take action, but they're both in reverse. You see Queen of Wands feels like action as well, but both of them, it feels a bit blocked in both cases. And it goes back to that emergence, but that kind of buds, closed up buds, not opening up, not emerging just yet type of energy. It goes back to that, and that is repeated throughout your reading in the most uncanny way. So many butterflies, it's crazy. I've never seen anything like it. Yeah, I do feel like the Queen of Wands, yeah, it's very spiritual. I just feel like a lot of you are experiencing a bit of an awakening, or it might not be your first awakening, but you can go through several, I think. So I feel like that is happening for some of you, but in some sense you're held back still. You're held back because you need to find this key. You need to find this key to undo these shackles. Yeah. Your energy just feels so pure, but it feels trapped. There's just such a pure... God, Gemini. It's beautiful. I actually feel like crying. I can't tell you how fucking beautiful you are, Gemini. You truly are. Let's look at your future energy, see if it gives you anything about kind of untrapping. Look how similar the imagery is on these two cards. This is both this is swords energy in both of these cards, although I believe the scribe is a major arcana card in this deck, but it feels still, it's still swords energy or air energy. So we're talking communication. Traditionally swords is communication, logic, reasoning, but this really, really feels like communication to me. This feels like your fucking life purpose here, Gemini. And I felt that as soon as the scribe came out. I mean, I did say it, but it's probably on one of the recordings that I scrapped. Oh, holy moly. It's just I just feel like in the future you have such a vital role. And this is swords as well, by the way. Your other card that came out in the future. I feel like you have a vital role in communicating what you have seen to other people. Communicating the things you have seen and experienced kind of on the other side of the veil to other people. I just feel like you've got such wisdom. I feel like you have been incarnated on Earth many times, Gemini. And yes, there's a sense of stuckness and trappedness now, but when you emerge, you have so much to share with other people. It's untrue. And I guess it's a balance between, because this King of Swords, it's like really wants to kind of scream it in people's faces. Like there's a sense of just wanting to scream at people, wake up, wake the fuck up. Yeah? And then with the scribe energy, it's more diplomatic, more conscious of the fact that people can only see what they can see at that particular moment in time. And I feel like a bit of internal conflicts. Two of Swords feels like internal, in sort of a stalemate inside. There's this in just sense of trying to balance things internally so that you can get that message across in a way that it's going to be received by other people. So I don't know how that might relate to you at this exact moment in life. You know, that sort of energy can relate to a lot of things, can't it? It can be just I'm getting that for a lot of you it's quite it's ideas about justice and how people should be treated in the world. You see he's got these scales, the scales of justice. I think you've got quite a strong sense of justice and how things should be done in a fair way. And I feel like there's some sort of situation here where you see people not being treated fairly, and it's like, well, how do I communicate what needs to be communicated about this in a way that's going to be heard? So they're the questions and themes that are kind of coming through with this future energy. What a reading, Gemini. I think I'm going to leave it there with tarot for you, because I do have to be conscious of times, because I do have 12 of these to get through it, you know, every 2 weeks. We can see what else the oracle's got for you. I hope I've said enough to kind of get across the energies of these cards, because this reading has been something else, I tell you. You're stunning, Gemini. You're beautiful. Gemini I'm looking at is absolutely just... I don't know. What else can I say? I don't know if butterflies might have a literal significance for you, by the way, as you're watching this reading. I don't know. I just think you can see truths in the world that other people can't see because they're like asleep to them, and I feel like you have a role in life to awaken people. But you've got to do it in a way where, you know, it's a tricky beast, isn't it? Because people can only see what they want to see. But I think you're very aware of that, so yeah. It's very healing energy about you. Right, final message for Gemini, please. Final message for Gemini. 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 Oh, soulmates, the fates. What time is it? Oh, I hope my parents haven't just arrived. 17. I'm going to read 17 to you, and then I might have a quick look at 41 as well. Alexa, what's the time, please?
It's 1:18 p.m.
Oh, my parents are early. Just bear with me. 25:25, I stopped that on. Okay, the fates, number 17. Essential meanings: fate, karma, acceptance, that's there are things you cannot change, and knowing what those things are. That's exactly that balance we were talking about bringing that awakening in people, like, and meeting them where they are at. The Oracle's message. The Serenity Prayer sums up the meaning of this card. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. There are things in life you will never have control over. The conditions brought on by the evolution of the collective, by nature, and by your past experiences may be fated, preordained by spirit for a greater purpose you cannot understand in this lifetime. That goes back to that soul contract. And you've got soulmates. Some sort of soul contract here. Anyway, it may not be in your cards to understand why certain events occurred, but you can accept the mystery and work with what those events and your current circumstances have to teach you. This is the wisdom contained in the Serenity Prayer. Relationship message. Other people are who they are. You can't change them. The challenge is to accept them as they are and not try to make them otherwise to suit you. This is a time to look at how you attempt to mould people to fit your view of how they should be, so you can remain in the relationship and avoid discomfort. What if who they are and whatever is happening between you and them in this situation is perfect from the perspective of spirit, even though it feels bloody uncomfortable? Now is the time to accept what you cannot change, even if it means that you honour yourself, spirit, and the other person by moving on. I do see a desire to move on and break these chains. Love unconditionally, for each of us is on our own journey, and we cannot direct that of another. I will just say, you can love unconditionally, but that doesn't mean you have to accept shit behaviours from other people, and that doesn't mean you don't have boundaries, and that doesn't mean you don't move away from a person who's treating you like shit. Be aware that this relationship is indeed fated, soul contract, I said, and you are meant to evolve into a better version of yourself as a result of it. You are so, you are, that evolution, these butterflies. Prosperity message. Your experiences concerning prosperity and abundance are beyond your personal control right now. You are being invited to accept what is unreservedly. This could be a temporary situation seemingly thrust upon you by outside forces, but there is an underlying purpose you can't see that has been determined by the fates. It could be a situation you are unprepared for, and you may not understand how it will benefit you in the moment. Do not fight the situation. Ride it out and see where it leads. Surrender to it, and the serenity you need to make good choices from here on out will be given to you. You will indeed flourish. I'm just going to read the protection message from soulmates, okay, quickly, because I think some of you need to hear it. And then we're going to end the reading because my mum is downstairs. Okay. Oh God, that key is there. That key again, that key that's going to unlock the shackles. Okay, this is the protection message. An important relationship brings you to your knees. This is the kind of soulmate who comes with a powerful gift. Your patterns and all your old stories that don't serve your well-being enter into this dynamic so you can heal them. This person is called to a sacred task to help you learn, even if it seems uncomfortable, sticky, or even inconceivable. The question is not why did he or she do this to me, but rather what is the gift in this? Look into this mirror. You will only be changed for the better. Yeah. So, obviously when people think of soulmates, they think of like some lovey-dovey, lasts forever, you know, healthy relationship. I am not exactly saying I see a healthy relationship here. I have to be straight up, and that's why I went to the protection message for you. It does feel fated, and it does feel like a soul contract. It feels like a soul contract where there may be unhealthy dynamics in order to bring healing, and in order for absolutely just stunning, light, amazing, beautiful Gemini to emerge. I hope that makes sense for you, my loves. See, look, even she is got these butterfly wings. I can't wait for you to emerge, Gemini. But all in good time. Okay. All right, Geminis. Thank you for being here. Yeah, and I will catch you next time, my lovelies.